Hi everyone.
Hi there.
Quite a setback. Michael Jackson died. I had a whole show prepared with Michael Jackson jokes. I feel terrible. What am I going to do? So I have to fall back on doing Jewish jokes. Anybody knows what does it take to circumcise a whale? It takes 14 diamonds. As you can tell, I have an accent. And obviously, I'm originally not from here. I'm from Israel. People ask me, where are you from? I say, from Ann Arbor. But I tell you, it's tough to come to this country with foreign languages, not, with an accent, not knowing the place. I remember the first day in New York, I parked on the Parkway. Try to have a funny last name like mine, Gur-Arie. You're calling for reservations. Yeah, I'd like to make reservations before 8 o'clock. Yeah, the name is Gur-Arie. Yeah, I can spell it. G-U-R hyphen. Okay. No, not apostrophe. Hyphen. No, hyphen. It's like the little bar. No, not at the bar, at the restaurant. Okay, let me give it to you again. S-M-I-T-H. My wife is here, so I'd like, that she always says that I don't listen to her. At least that's what I think she says. I told her a million times not to exaggerate. But, this is the allergy season. I read today in the paper that now, it was a big deal in the paper, they found out that latex condoms cause tremendous, terrible swelling. I don't know what's the big deal. When I'm not doing this, I teach college. In my free time, I teach college. Oh, at the end of the day, I gave an exam. It was final. So I gave him a test. And one of the students wrote from his test. He says, I don't know. And then another student wrote, neither do I. One thing when you teach college, you have to do a lot of presentations and things of that nature. And I have a terrible memory for names. I don't remember them. So that I had to make a presentation, and the lady who was to present me, her name was Mrs. Percy. I said, I gotta remember her name. I said, Percy, that's easy to remember. Percy with an R in it. So she did the introduction. Then I said, thank you, Mrs. Crunt. Sometimes life is funnier than the jokes. Obviously. So there's an old joke. It's a very old joke. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. What's the difference between heaven and hell? And in heaven, the French are doing the cooking, and the British are the police, and the Germans are the mechanics, and the Swiss are in charge of the administration, and the Italians are the lovers. In hell, you have the British doing the cooking, the French are in charge of the administration, the Germans are the police, and the Italians are the mechanics. Well, this is an old joke, kind of funny, but why am I telling you this? Because I remember this joke when they did the restructuring of Chrysler. Well, we're going to give half the company to the union, and then we're going to give some to the government, and we're going to let the Italians run the whole thing. You must be joking. I remember when I flew Alitalia, it's the Italian airline, And the captain goes, well, our flight from Milano to Roma is going to take maybe 1 hour, maybe 2. So now I can see how we're going to have the Dodge Cappuccino and the Plymouth Latte. Now the Germans, that's a different thing. I don't know how many of you have ever flown Lufthansa, the German airline. I think at board, it's organized. I mean, it's quiet. And then the captain comes and goes, I'm the commandant of this camp. You'll be flying at an altitude of 33,000 feet. And now I would like you all to fasten your seatbelts. And I want to hear one click. We hope you'll have a pleasant flight if you'll obey orders. He comes after a while, he comes on intercom and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very sorry, but we lost both of our engines and we're going to have to ditch in the ocean. And now I would like those passengers who know how to swim to sit on the right side of the aircraft. Those passengers who do not know how to swim to sit on the left side of the aircraft. We shall be ditching from the south to the north, and the shore is going to be a few miles to our right. So all our passengers on the right side of the aircraft, please start swimming to the right and the left, and the passengers who are on the left side of the aircraft, thank you for flying Lufthansa. This is a true story. I mean, I'm serious. I'm not making this up. Like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, read in the papers that this in Russia they found this little girl that was raised by wild dogs.
Oh no!
True story. And it reminded me that a few years ago I read a similar story about some baby that was a month old and he was lost in Yosemite Park. And he was picked up by wild dogs, and they raised him. And he was found when he was 10 years old. So here's this little kid who lived 1 month with humans, and then 9 years and 11 months with wild dogs. But it turned out to be amazing. And he learned to read and write very quickly, and then went to school, and then he went to Harvard, and he graduated with honors. And he made it, he was accepted to medical school, and then he was killed. He was run over by a car trying to chase. Now I'm going to tell you a story with 3 morals. And I'm sure you've all heard stories with 1 moral, right?
Oh yeah.
But have you ever heard a story with 3 morals?
No.
I mean, no. So it was winter time, or actually the winter time was coming, and all the birds took off and they flew south. This one bird said, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm south, I'm going to stay here in the north. So it stayed, and then it got real cold, very cold. And it was freezing. The bird froze, and he knew it was dying, and it was too late. He couldn't fly anymore. It fell to the ground. He was dying. And then all of a sudden this cow showed up and stood right over it and took a dump. So now all of a sudden it's getting warm and the bird did frost and it started to feel good. So what does it do? It started to sing. The bird is singing. So the wolf is passing by and heard, this is in January, he hears the bird singing. So he finds the bird and eats it. That's the end of the story. Now, 3 morals to the story. Moral number 1, not everyone who takes a dump on you is necessarily your enemy. Moral number 2, not anyone who's taking you out of the dump is necessarily your friend. Moral number 3, if you're in deep shit, don't sing. Thank you very much.